everybody. So I've got a Dollar Tree haul video today. I went to one of my local Dollar Trees that I don't go to that often just because I don't like the parking at the location, but we were out that way today anyway, which was just, I mean, it was really close by anyway, but since we just happened to be out that area and the one that I went to today, they normally have like the makeup as well. Today they did not have like any of the new makeup stuff. They just had like old basic LA Color stuff. Oh my gosh. And the craft stuff, the one that I used to go to on a regular basis, always have like new and exciting craft stuff. Well, the one that I went to today, every now and then they'll have some craft stuff, but today I had a good supply of stuff today. Like, I was impressed by the selection they had today. Like, I was walking down the aisle, like the main aisle there, and I just, it immediately caught my eye. It was like, oh, glorious. So, okay. So, I've just been blabbering so much right now. I'm gonna get right into it. So, I got like the basic stuff. I spent $28, by the way. I'm curious. I feel like I should start keeping count of how soon it takes me once I start these videos to start coughing. Like, get choked up and start coughing. Okay, so I actually got 3 bags of these, but I opened one already. I can't help myself. I love this stuff, but it's the sweet and spicy trail mix. It's become an addiction. I also got a couple of those cheeseburgers that I love so much, but they didn't really have that many to begin with. Otherwise, I would have gotten a whole lot more. Because again, it's an addiction and they're easy to fix and dress up with jalapenos and barbecue sauce. Alright, so let's get into like the bulk of like the good stuff. So, I guess first up, I saw these over with like the aisle that had like all the makeup and the toothpaste and like medical stuff, the healthcare stuff basically. And they're the hand sanitizer gels that have the little rubbery keychain holder thingy. And the scent I got was cucumber melon. They had coconut lime, and then they had one, I want to say it was like a pomegranate one. I could be very wrong about that. But cucumber melon sounded nice because, like, you know, Bath and Body Works, and back in the day, like when I first started going to Bath and Body Works, I kind of, like, that was back in the days when cucumber melon was like the big thing. And I remember, like, people used to call it cumbermelon. Like, did anybody else, like, in areas that you were in call it cumbermelon? Like, for a long time I thought the name was cumbermelon because that's what everybody called it, but it was cucumber melon. So my mom, I introduced my mom to the scent, and so this was like her signature scent, and like I kind of got burnt out on it. That and that apple one, that, well, it doesn't matter. But anyway, they had this at Dollar Tree, and it smells a lot like the Bath and Body Works scent, and I'm excited to find this because forever ago I bought one that, well, it was a really nice one that I, like, when I started traveling like years ago. Not like I travel on a regular basis, but anyway, I got it for those occasions, and which has come in handy because, like, I never use hand sanitizer until like now. But anywho, I got this little cow one that was like a ocean breeze scented one, and this little one right here is an ounce, and I still amazingly have some in it. It smells so good, and I've got it attached to my Betsy backpack that I took with me to Gatlinburg. Anywho, so this is actually 3 ounces. So I remember back in the day they used to have those little 1 ounce ones on a regular basis, and I think because they're like compatible to the Bath and Body Works pocket back things, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna go on that whole stretch of talking about Bath and Body Works anymore. But yeah, so I got this. So hopefully they start carrying these on a regular basis. I've noticed a lot of places are like pretty well stocked with hand sanitizer these days, you know, because a few months ago, y'all know. Alright, so I got that, and then I got this lighter because we need one. Like we used to have these all the time, and then I don't know, I guess we used them up, and my mom used to keep them stocked, and so we were running off of the stockpile that she had, and well, it's been well over 8 years since anybody's really bought one in the household, so it was time for us to get another one because we're out. Yeah, so I've recently gotten into burning incense, and actually, you know what, before going to Dollar Tree, the reason why we went to the Dollar Tree we went to was because I had to go and take my dad to Walmart to pick up his medicine. And I got some stuff from, I'll just show y'all my little Walmart haul after this video. Let's do that, and we'll talk some more about that. But I got this because, you know, we always need lighters for anything, like candles, incense, even when we had our little wood burning stove going. So, alright, moving on. So, I got 2 of these. I was excited to find these because I bought one of these before and I have yet to actually use it, but it's one, like, it's a makeup brush drying rack. So I actually opened up the one that I bought before and assembled it, and again, I have yet to use it because I was thinking, like, when I wash my makeup brushes, I like washing them all at one time because I need to like wash them all at one time with the way I use them. Because I'll like use some and let them set, and then use the other ones and just like pile them up. That way I don't have to like constantly keep washing them. I need to get better about that stuff anyway. But I bought one, and each drying rack will hold, it says 2 large brushes, 4 medium brushes, and 8 small brushes. So that's like 14 brushes total. I got more than that, but again, like, I'd like to be able to do all my brushes at once. And so I assembled, let me show y'all the one I got assembled. So here's the one I assembled, and I just noticed, like, this is why they're $1. I'm going to have to glue that back on. Anywho, my nose itches. Let me grab my makeup brush bag that's just right over here and show y'all. So here's like one of my makeup brushes that I need to wash, but basically you wash it and then you would just pop it up under here while it's wet, and then that way it can hang downward so that it can dry without it like messing up the bristles, because you don't want to dry your brush facing upward like that because it's going to make the bristles like flare out, and you don't want that. Yeah, if you get this, like, if I'm guessing that they're all going to be like this where they're not really attached together that well, I recommend, yeah, I'm going to have to see it. It's not, I recommend like checking to make sure if it's loose or not, and then gluing it down before using it. Anywho, it's gonna come in handy, and also for just regular paintbrushes in general. Like, that's, I mean, it's gonna be handy to have regardless, as long as it stays all together. Okay, so speaking of paintbrushes, I got some of these canvases, these little, what size are these? 5 by 7 inch canvases. There's 2 in a pack. They're just those little flat panel canvases. But I got 2 packs of those. I want to play around with some little artwork. I've got some canvases in the past from Dollar Tree that I have just sitting around and I need to use them. But I don't know, like, I'll have like 5 or 6 different painting ideas in my head at once that I want to do, and I just never get around to them because I'm like, which canvas do I want to use for which project, and do I want to save, like, do I want to do it on like cardstock instead in case, like, I don't know. So at least this way I have a little more flexibility with, you know, I don't feel so bad if I mess one up, and that I can paint back over it because it's not like a huge loss, I guess. I don't know. I'm just picky like that. And then I got 2 of these little smaller canvases, and these are 4x6 size, and they're the actual like wrapped canvases. They're not really thick, maybe like a little more than half an inch, maybe 3/4 of it. No, maybe half. I'm bad at estimating. It probably says on there, but I'm just not. Well, anyway, whatever. Stretch canvases, 2 of those, and then I got 2 packs of stencils, 1 with butterflies. I have like this whole idea for a junk journal. It's not an original idea at all. Like any ideas these days are original, but I've got all kinds of like butterfly, scrapbook, ephemera. I always want to say ephemera stuff. Something about doing like a butterfly junk journal theme, and this would be great for that. And then also like alphabet stencils. Like, not, I mean, it's just basic, but it has a little star down here. And it also has a little @ sign and all that jazz. So use that for all kinds of things. And then I saw these. These are so pretty. Like, this is the only pack that they had of the rainbow colored ones. So otherwise I would have gotten more of these. But they're just little stick-on rhinestone gemstones. But they're so pretty. Again, for like, I'm thinking junk journal, maybe? Pretty junk journals? I don't know. I love sparkly objects. Okay, and then there's not a whole lot left in here. Oh, but I got this little first aid kit thing. I saw it again in the little healthcare aisle hanging up, but it has some little band-aids, it has tweezers, a little tiny pair of scissors, Q-tips, safety pins, and it also has, it says that this, can you see it, this little rectangular thing right here is like a little utility knife. So I mean, I thought this would be good to keep in the car. You never know, you just never know. So yeah, that $1. Alright, and then I mean, there's a lot of times where I'll get a lot of repeated like supply type items that I've already got, but I've gotten these. I'm pretty sure I probably had these in previous hauls too. I could be wrong, but it's just the floral wire, which is like aluminum wire. It's 6 feet each one, but this one is just the purple, and then this is the green. I like these shades. So, you know, for jewelry stuff or whatever, any kind of crafty purposes. I want to also try doing the hammered wire. Like, I want to try it with this and see, like, I'm afraid, like, though, if I do that, it might, like, flake off the coating or scratch off the coating, the color coating on this, but I'm curious. So I might try that out and see if that even works out. Yeah. Why not? And I already have one of these that I got like on a markdown from one of the craft stores, but it's in an embossing stylus. And I remember when I was a kid, there's a TV show called Elaine's Creative Living. You know, the infamous Elaine's tacky glue, which I have handy. I have all my like stuff just within reach. Like, I have so much stuff just gathered around everywhere, you can probably tell. But you know, this, once upon a time she had a craft show. She is a real lady, or was a real, I imagine that she's probably deceased by now, but she had her own craft show, and that's how I was introduced to this. I remember they used to do these projects where they would like take the tacky glue and like paint it onto like a paper bag and then take like a flame to it, like, and burn the tacky glue to make like this embossed leather type deal. In hindsight, I'm like thinking, was that really good that they were using a flame over wet glue? Like, the fumes from that, like, could that have been good for the general public to be doing? I don't know, but anyway, they used to do all kinds of projects since it was a craft show, and they would always have like projects using a little embossing tool, and I never had one or never would see them in the craft stores, or I mean, not that it looked that hard, but I mean, just in browsing, I never came across them at the time. So I found one several years ago and got it, but I thought, hey, I'll just have another one. Like, this one has a much like cushier looking handle to it. So and I feel like you can use these for a lot of things, especially like if you're wanting to make like a crease in something and just like draw over like where you want to make that crease to really enforce that. Like if you don't have like a bone folder or whatever, is that what they're called? Bones, crease. Anyway, people who are familiar with what I'm talking about, you probably know exactly what I mean. And then last from Dollar Tree. Oh my word. Leave it to me to make a stupidly long video. These are really one of the first things that caught my eye when going down that crafty aisle. But I got 4 packs of these glass pearls. Like, I used to get glass pearls for $1 from Michael's on a regular basis, like the strands of pearls. But then I think they went up to like, when they're on sale, they're like $2. And I'm like, and they're definitely not the best quality. I don't know if that would really focus or not, but I mean, just for basic jewelry making, if you're not making anything like museum quality or like high-end quality, I mean, they're good, especially if you mix them with like little crystal beads, you know, and make something look so fancy and so nice. But you don't really have to invest a lot of money into like the materials to make, you know, nice looking things. So, and like some of these 2 packages are a little like more of a warm tone, not quite cream colored, but they're more of a warm white. And then these are like, I guess more like a vintagey white, and then these are more like a cool tone white, which, I mean, these were the only packages of like the warm tone that they had, and the rest of them all like these cool tone. So again, I got 4 packs. There's 135 pieces in each pack. And from what I gather, like these big ones down here, I could be very off by this, but I'm thinking that these are probably around 8 millimeters. I need to pull out some of my beads to know for sure, but just, you know, guesstimating. I'm thinking these are like 8 millimeters. These right here are probably about 6 or 5 millimeter, but I'm leaning more towards 6. These definitely look like 4 millimeter. Like, I'm pretty certain that these are 4 millimeter, and then I'm thinking that these would be 3 millimeters. So, just to give y'all an idea. But, so that's the Dollar Tree portion of this, and I'm just gonna go into the Walmart bit. I didn't get a whole lot of stuff from Walmart, but I did get some stuff. So, sticking with the bead theme, I got some of these little plastic storage boxes because they're $1 and they have 10 compartments, and they sell the bigger ones that have like 20 compartments for like $4. But something to note, which they have the good, like $4 ones have like the good like hinge where it has like the metal rod through them. Did I talk about this in another video? I'm having like deja vu talking about the hinge, or maybe I was just talking about that to somebody in real life. But anyway, so these have like the plastic, I mean, they have plastic hinge, but they have like the metal rod through them, which this is what gets me about a lot of I've got one down here, a lot of these little organizer boxes. It's a little dusty, but this was one that I got from Dollar Tree some time ago. I have some stuff in it, but when I talk about the plastic hinge, this one has like a plastic hinge where it's like it's completely made out of like a single plastic piece. So over time, as you open and close it over time, it's going to wear out and eventually snap. But, and which Walmart had some of those that were cheaper than like, well, I guess they had some that were cheaper than $1. Maybe the other ones were $1, but then they had some bigger cases that like the 20 slot compartment ones that were like, I think they were like $2 or $3, but again, they had that weak like plastic hinge. And I've gotten some, I won't bother to show you all the ones that I got that were $4 in the past. But anyway, so 10 compartments, you know, $1. I got 3 of these. so I can like organize some of my beads. And then I got 2 different things of chain to test, to make some test projects. Like, I've gotten more of this chain in the past, but I have like some ideas in my mind that are going to require a whole lot of chain. So I figured I'd get even more of this stuff. And from what I can tell so far, I've had some of this, I'm assuming it's the same, made by the same company and everything, that's held up for a couple years. That really concerns me with this cheap chain from big box stores. And so far I've been pleasantly surprised by a lot of the chain that I've gotten over the last 8 or so years. Like, it's held up. Like, silver tone chain is held up. Gold tone chain, no, not so much. It tarnishes so fast. But that scares me. But so far I've had some for like a year or 2 that's held up. Because like the chain that Walmart used to sell like 15 years ago, that stuff didn't hold up. Like, it may have held up for like the first maybe year, but after that, I mean, I've got some stuff where it's just so dull looking. I think it can be like polished up with toothpaste, but like, if I sell stuff, I don't want the person to have to worry about it tarnishing, at least not that quickly. You know, if they take care of it. Like, if you wear it in water, it's going to tarnish super fast. But again, if they take care of it, I want it to hold up long term. So far, like, I have stuff, my own like sample stuff I made that, and in fact, I think this necklace I'm wearing is made with the Walmart chain, but this one is a fairly newer necklace I've made, so it hasn't had the chance to hold up, but it's been sitting out. I think I made this at the beginning of the pandemic. No, I didn't make this at the beginning of the pandemic. I got these beads maybe in June. So I made this necklace sometime around June, and it's been sitting out. It hasn't been like stored in plastic, like Ziploc bags or anything. It's been sitting out in the open, and so far it's still shiny. So that's a good sign. Yeah, so future reference for anybody who, if they ever purchase my jewelry in the future, like, I make sure that it holds up the test of time in the way of like the quality of the materials. So test projects are going to be made with these. Talking about the lighter I got for the incense at Dollar Tree. I got incense burner. I wasn't really sure if I was going to get another one of these or not. I've got a wooden one that I've been using. I actually have another wooden one somewhere and I can't find it, but I'm going to go off on another whole tangent here. But I got this because it's metal. And actually Dollar Tree, like I was thinking about getting a wooden one from, did I just say Dollar? I don't know what I just said. Okay, my mind is just going blah right now. But anyway, I was going to get a wooden one from Dollar Tree, which we went to Walmart before Dollar Tree. But I was like, hey, since we're over around here, let's just go look anyway. And they had wooden ones at Walmart for 87 cents. So you know it's cheaper than Dollar Tree. But they're painted wooden ones, which they had a pink one, which I was so close to getting, but then I saw this metal one, and I was kind of like leaning toward it because of the details on it. Like, it has the, and then it has the sun down here. That, I don't think it, well, anyway, so I was like, might as well get one of those, and I saw this stuff, which this, I was kind of shocked to see this. I don't know why I was shocked, because it's Walmart, and Walmart typically has everything nowadays. But they had this, now I don't know if it's Palo or Palo Santo scented wood sticks and botanicals. And I don't know what the deal is with the flowers, because on the back it says to remove the flowers and decorations before using. So I don't know if they just put it in there just to make it, the packaging look pretty. I don't know. But anyway, there's a YouTuber I used to watch until she passed away, who she always was talking about the Palo or Palo Santo wood sticks. Like, she would burn them on a regular basis, and she's just talking about, like, she loved the smell that they put off. So ever since then, I've wanted to get my hands on some, and I just never really thought about it. And then I saw this while looking at the incense stuff, and I was like, oh, heck yeah. So it was like $3. I just dropped it. So they had like more expensive sets that had like the little burner bowls and whatnot. And I was thinking, like, if I just get the little metal incense burner, you know, it's probably not the smartest idea in the world, but I can just put like my little smoky stick on here and let it like do its thing. So, yeah. So, I'm just gonna go off my little tangent here and talk about like why I've been into incense lately. So, as a kid, I was really into incense. I don't know, I've just always been like into like hippie type of things for the most part growing up. Like they always, like the whole culture fascinated me, like especially the visuals of like the poster, like the blacklight posters and the door beads, and of course like the clothing, the bell bottoms, you know, the peace signs, the colorful like artwork and whatnot, and then like again jewelry, just like the whole style of it. The VW buses, I want one of those so bad. Like if there's like an automatic one, oh my gosh, I'd be so thrilled if I could get my hands on one of those. So I used to like incense fascinated me as a kid. Sometimes they'd have like those gift shops where you could go and buy them. And anywho, I had a huge collection of incense, but they were just kind of like iffy quality incense. I used to, you could buy them at Dollar General, which they were just, ugh, the quality was horrible. They didn't really have like much of a good smell to them. They smelled more smoky than anything. But anywho, in Pigeon Forge, while we were like going shopping and everything, we went to one of the Earthbound trading stores out there, and my dad, like, I was looking at the incense and all the stuff around there, just like mainly the oils over there, because I have like, you know, the oil burners and everything. And so he got a whiff of like the incense. He's like, oh, that smells good. And I was like looking at the incense because like I like the patchouli scent. I like I'm going brain dead and I got it right. But anywho, I got it right in the bag beside me. So again, everything's within reach around me. So I was like, I'm gonna get some more incense just to have, because like I like again smells and whatnot. So he was like smelling with the whole area. He's like, oh, it smells good. And he's like, what is that? I want the whole house to smell like that. I'm like, well, it's all these incense combined. He's like, man, like maybe we should get some of those. I'm like, well, I was planning on getting a box, but he's like, no, let's get several different types. So so I just got like 3 of the basic boxes that they have, you know, the inexpensive, but the brands that they sell pretty much everywhere that sells them. Nag Champa was the one I was trying to think of off the top of my head. So I was looking at these and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get those regardless. And then when he was talking about like getting all the other like smells, I was like, well, we'll go easy. And I was like, we'll just get the Palo Santo. Because I hadn't really seen these before as incense. And again, I haven't been to an Earthbound Trading or a mall. I hadn't been to Earthbound Trading since like probably 4 years. I haven't been to a mall like, I think the last time I went to like an actual mall was when I went to like in one of these videos right after I got my CTS, I think. Oh my gosh, it's been like almost, that's getting close to 3 years ago. That's sad. And I used to work at the mall that I went to last, like, dang. Okay. Worked at 3 malls, and the one where I work now used to be a mall, but it's not really considered a mall anymore, even though they have retail. Anywho, let me tell you every little story about my life. Okay. And then I got the Divine Temple. So I just, all together, now like burning them, they don't smell quite the same, but still. So I was like, well, you know, with another incense burner, I can have at least 2 sticks going at the same time. And if I ever find my 3rd one, I have all 3 sticks burning at the same time. And like some of my other incense, I don't know, like when it comes to like fragrances, especially like when I like perfume and stuff I wear on my body, I like mixing fragrances. Like usually, like, when I go to work, I'll wear like 2 different scents together. Like, I'll do like a body spray like on my lower half and do like a perfume on my upper half, and then that way, like, they kind of like complementary scents that kind of pair well together. So I love mixing fragrances. It just creates a whole like wall of smell. So I'm going to wrap this stupidly long video up. Anyway, thank you for watching.